On Thursday, May the 22nd, a new statue of Harvey Milk was unveiled at San Francisco's City Hall. I joined the celebration and asked folks from the LGBT community and our allies to talk about the statue and how Harvey Milk's story is still relevant to us today.
My name's Chris Daly. I'm a San Francisco supervisor. This is Jack.
Hey Jack, tell me what you're doing out at City Hall tonight.
I'm here for, to honor Harvey Milk. Obviously it's his birthday and the unveiling of his bust here at City Hall.
Hey there, what's your name?
I'm Craig. This is Howard.
How you doing?
This is the doctor.
The doctor. Hey, what are y'all doing out at City Hall tonight?
We are singing members of the San Francisco Gay Men's Chorus, the first openly gay chorus in the world. And our chorus was formed on the evening of the assassination of Harvey Milk and Mayor Moscone.
Hey, what's your name?
Zawazi Sawu.
And what are you doing out at City Hall right now?
I'm here to just celebrate the fact of a gay person statue being set up here in City Hall. I can't imagine any other city hall that has one in it, in the United States anywhere.
Music is a wonderful way to communicate to the world that we are proud to be who we are. We are healthy, happy, openly gay men, and we love to make beautiful music, and we love to entertain people and show the world that gay or straight, it doesn't really matter as long as we're kind, decent human beings and treat each other with dignity and respect.
Do you know anything about the program tonight, like what's going to go on?
I understand that there's the Gay Men's Chorus is going to play. They're going to sing, and there's going to be a procession of community members, and that there's going to be a group of young LGBT that are going to do the unveiling of the statue.
Hey, what's your name?
Ross Mercarimi, I'm a supervisor.
Which district are you in?
The one that we're here to pay great tribute to is District 5. District 5 is not the same 5 in part as it was when Harvey Milk, our great and legendary supervisor, but I have been able to share in the distinction, and I'm proud to be the District 5 supervisor.
My name is Chris Jackson, and I'm also running for the Community College Board of Trustees in November. Come November 4th, I'm running. Website www.chrisjacksonforcollegeboard.com.
Hi, I'm Donna Sachet. I'm just thrilled to be here today for, I always say that Harvey Milk kicked down doors that I walked through freely today, and so what a great thing to be able to be here for this unveiling of the statue and realize Harvey Milk's back at City Hall.
I actually helped him on his campaign. I was telling a friend that I had a letter from him, and he said I should frame it, but I put it in a folder, a letter that he thanked me for helping him on his campaign. I almost forgot I did that.
It was so long ago. And even though I never got to meet Harvey, his impact still impacts a lot of us. His fighting for affordable housing, his fighting for equality for all, and he was actually, not a lot of people know this, he was actually one of the early supporters of the civil rights movement for African Americans here in the Bay Area, especially here in San Francisco.
During the evening, I had the chance to meet Dustin Lance Black, who wrote the screenplay for the movie Milk, directed by Gus Van Sant and scheduled to be released this fall. I asked him why Harvey Milk's story is so important to him.
You know, I tell this story sometimes, it's very true. Like, I grew up in a very conservative Mormon household in San Antonio, Texas. You knew from the day you discovered you were gay, which for me was like 6 years old, that it was wrong, you were going to hell, you would become nothing in this life. And that was very tough, you know, it was the dark secret you live with. And I remember when I first heard Harvey's speech, and he said in this speech, and it's in the documentary, and in this one specific speech that he did in Dallas, he said, here's that kid in San Antonio, Texas, who's going to hear that a gay politician was elected tonight in San Francisco. And he's got two choices. He can either come to San Francisco, or he can stay in San Antonio and fight. Well, I chose to come to San Francisco, which might have been the cop-out and the more fun thing, but what it did do, which was his bigger message, was that it gave me hope. And it was hope that I be able to do something with my life that I had meaning, that I had purpose, and that I had value.
Can you tell me about how Harvey Milk has influenced you?
Well, I mean, Harvey was a pioneer. I mean, he's cutting edge. I mean, just for what he represented and what he espoused was really, I think, on the eve of what progressive politics then became in San Francisco since 30 years. And I'm part of that wave, whether one considers himself straight but not narrow, or, you know, from the LGBT community.
Do you think that the statue being here is going to affect the way that business gets done at City Hall?
Well, that's an interesting question. I think that a lot of people feel the presence of Harvey and the things he did. This is a physical presence of him, so maybe it can serve as a reminder. I love the fact that people will be able to come and tour City Hall, and they won't say, Harvey Milk was assassinated here somewhere. Instead, they'll say, this is a bust of Harvey Milk. Let's talk about him.
Well, I hear it's going to be at the top of the stairway, and that's very impressive. Because just about everybody goes up that direction. It's bound to have some kind of an effect. Sure, yeah, positive.
I'm not sure if the statue is going to impact the way business gets done, but it's a part of Harvey's legacy, obviously. And as we go into the board chambers, we'll go right by Harvey's statue. Maybe that'll make some of my colleagues vote better.
I hope that the statue acts as a reminder. I hope it acts as a reminder of one of the last storefront politicians, one of the people from the streets, a real community guy who came in here and knew that things needed to change, and was able to affect that change.
So in your role as a politician in the city, what's your hope for San Francisco?
I hope that we can retain this diversity, this whether it's orientation or racial, whatever, that we can maintain a beautiful diversity in San Francisco, make San Francisco a place that is welcoming and exciting for people from all backgrounds, not just for the rich.
Well, I think the first major thing, is what is on everybody's mind is our, challenge to make sure that this city retains its diversity. And I don't mean racial, I mean class diversity. And that this city is probably one of the most magical places in this country, and probably one of the most magical on planet Earth, or a major urban city. So it's cost prohibitive, but it is full of the kind of challenges in order to retain its populism. Harvey was about populism. I believe in that same ethos. And I think it's critical to us as elected officials and as community that we continue to fight for those principles. That's what I do every day.
Harvey Milk's message is still as relevant to us today as it was 30 years ago. Last Sunday, I talked to a group of organizers who continue the fight by taking the message of economic justice to the streets.
Hey, what's your name?
Jane.
And tell me what you're doing out here at Dolores Park today.
Well, I'm talking to voters about the campaign to save rent control, because there's a proposition on the ballot, Proposition 98, that could eliminate rent control and all of the laws that protect tenants in California. So we're trying to make sure people know about it so they'll vote no.
Tell me about your work.
I work with Pride at Work, which is a LGBT economic justice group, and so part of our role is to make sure that we educate the LGBT community about this issue.
We need to keep rent control in the city, just to keep cultural diversity. I think that really helps that. If it's a city full of people who can afford to pay outrageous rents, it's not going to be that interesting place to live.
I talked to an older disabled guy, HIV positive, who has lived in his apartment forever and has no idea what he's going to do if this goes through. And that conversation was kind of hit home, you know what I mean? Where are people going to go in that situation, especially older folks, where are they going to go? So.
Rent control just didn't come out of nowhere, right? We fought really hard for rent control, and there's a big history of how the tenants' rights movement pulled together and got rent control and got all these other affordable housing laws, and we just can't allow it to turn back the clock because we worked too hard for it.
It's good to know that Harvey Milk is back in City Hall. and it's also good to know that people carry on the fight by getting out in the streets and talking to people about the issues that affect our lives and our communities. On June 3rd, get out and vote No on 98.